Hello everyone! I have made a new map, or I have edited a map I should say, but it's based on Claymore, and there's very few 5-player maps in this game that are any good. In fact, most of them aren't properly finished, they're just ported over. So I just thought I'd give it a crack. So here we have a map that has several things going on. Basically, you have these starting boxes, and I can see I've made a mistake here. This one should extend into that enough that they can also choose middle. Oh, this is a replay of an edit. They changed the boxes. Okay, so each team can have the ability to start in middle, and there's no going up and down this, right? So you either start in middle and you attack the other teams, or you try to hold in your line and you give up the ability, like somebody's going to be able to build artillery and shoot down onto your base, right? So that's a real issue. Now there's also a back end right here where you can build from the ground up and like attack other teams from behind and put like a gauntlet behind them. So that's a little bit of a thing. That's not super balanced because these guys, for example, do not have that access, but these guys do. These guys do. So that's how the map works, and you can go and you can build a factory on the edge, but you can't bring units down. What you can do is you own any of these spots, you build a gauntlet, and it's pretty much instant victory at that point, right? At least over that section. Even here, you can build a gauntlet and start shooting at this guy's base and here. So the question is, do you start a war and compete for the middle, or do you actually go ahead and just play it very defensively? If you'd like to download this map, I'm going to leave you the link to our Discord in the chat. They don't allow me to post links without like giving my like facial ID or something like that. I don't want to do any of that stuff. I'm not like a YouTuber or something. So anyway, so if you're interested, just go ahead and copy and paste the Discord link and join the Creed Discord, and you can set up this map. It has a whole bunch of preset settings, and yeah, Creed is a clan all about non-toxicity. You're welcome to join us. We have squads, like this guy helps lead a squad dedicated to optimizing on glitters, and we have other squads dedicated to like teaching people, and I run a squad dedicated to making new maps and doing lava games. So there's all sorts of sub-squads. We're the largest community in Bar as far as clans go, and we are all dedicated to non-toxicity, so we hate toxicity. And yeah, so anyway, so if you want the map, I will leave the instructions on how to get there. In fact, why don't I show you? Okay, the goal, go to the Creed Discord, click on replays and guides, click on fun water levels, and you will see all the different maps I've made there. You can basically put in a command. Here's an example of a command. You can put in a command like this, and it will basically, you first of all find the original map like Tangerine, and then you just put in the thing, and boom, it turns it into this. Very interesting to see how it's being played. We have the yellow that's absolutely dominated the top and middle, and that's kind of their base. And then blue is very much dominating the bottom, so they're liking that a lot. And so yeah, that's cool. Let's see what it's like here to have an artillery up top, blocked entirely by a single radar. Here we have an interesting invasion of middle with tier 3, but instantly cleaned up. Looks like blue is gonna have it because they've made too many enemies with too many people, and eventually too many enemies in Team Free-for-All leads to your demise. So that's it for Team Blue. I'm just giving you a brief overview of how this map would be played so that you can get an idea and play it yourself. Let me know if you prefer this to my typical Reddit post. It's just going to be for people on Reddit, basically. So it looks like green is now having, you know, it's going to expand to half the low ground. But the people on the low ground seem to fight with each other. The people on the high ground kind of just have the high ground and get to choose their battles, which seems to be totally overpowered to be able to choose your battle. So now it's high ground versus low ground. I mean, there is definitely like a large amount of tier 3 units here. I don't see how low ground's going to pull this off, but they're going to have a lot more mexes once they expand. But yellow here can choose who they're going to attack, when they're going to attack. Having the high ground seems to be so overpowered in this situation. Wow. Almost got everything there. Not quite. But the eco, I don't know. Let's see. We have 300 metal per second, 200 metal per second. So let's take a look at these stats here. Metal produced. We have pink with 300k and yellow with 200k. So pink is clearly ahead on the metal. Oh, they could just win this game right now. They just walk in. Oh my gosh, they should have just done that. It's easy victory. Oh, but they're being invaded themselves. They have tons of defenses. That's what happens when you worry more about it. Oh, wow. Okay. That's a problem. Let's see what that's done to their metal production. They're going to be taken over soon. We got the 400k, 300k. You can see this moving up a lot faster by comparison. Look at all those mines there. But, you know, now yellow is feeling kind of surrounded. It's turning into a much more exciting game than I thought. This is just a random replay that, you know, I just pulled up for seeing how this map was. And wow, this is very interesting, in fact. Turns out that it's an idea. Putting an artillery in the middle of a bunch of defenses, terrible idea. You're never going to shoot anything with that artillery. You need cameras on the edge as well in order to kind of see what you can shoot. Otherwise, you're going to be seeing these guys pop up from everywhere. If you see this game without radar, you'll see how spooky it seems to be in the mid, because you never know where they're coming from. And these big cliffs make it so you can't really see what's below you. And I think that's a good thing. Oh, wow, look at this amount of units. Air is off. That's why there's no air scouting and air bombing. And in fact, this preset is played without air, because I think that extra lane would be a bit much in this circumstance. Because it's already very hard, I think, to hold your line anywhere in this. So we play this without air, we play it with extra units on, so you can build a tier 2 con turret that allows you to have a little bit more density in your base size. We do play it with scav off though, so no super geos or super stuff. That spreading out of these units everywhere is going to be a real problem as they leak literally everywhere that's not defended and start attacking. Although a little spread by them could do a lot of good. They're really like piggy in the middle here. It's really interesting to see what will happen. I mean, look at how these bases have just popped up here. Yellow is ready to lose the game completely in their circumstance. Okay, we have a big push from yellow, and it's crushing here. But Behemoth coming in here. So, yeah, that Behemoth, that's going to be potentially GG unless there's a comm to deal with that. With a jug? Oh, there's a comm. There is a comm. Oh, he's right in the middle of them, too. And he gets them both. Amazing. That right there is like, if the yellow wins the game, they're going to have won because of that right there. Like, the amount of chance that went into that right there. Incredible. Now, this attack and this attack working together. Is it the Shiva spam or is it the Juggernauts that are going to do this? Wow, this is turning into a lot more of an interesting replay than I thought. If this thing gets likes, I might release this video publicly. I was just planning to post it on Reddit, that's all. This is really interesting. Yeah, wow, okay. That's a ton. Oh, and you can see finally some artillery firing off the cliff, as was intended by me. You were supposed to use the artillery to fire off, but very little of that actually ended up happening, because I think the cliff might be a little bit too steep to see what's below. You have to build cameras on the edge of the cliff, for sure, to use those effectively. Or radars, cameras or radars. And not in a way that blocks your vision either. Now this is just lost for the sake of loss. Or the cliff edge is protecting the black. Okay. And right now there's a calamity that's gone down from pink. That's the amount of metal they had from having the outside, and that could be it. Right there, that's it. Amazing. Oh, no, there's still 2 comms. My bad. I thought that was it, but yeah, in reality, I think there's no way yellow comes back from that. There's the eco. That's going to be GG. Well played.